All of that stuff.
Start today.
Go. Come on.
So today,
Yeah.
we back, y'all. We took a little hiatus, and I thought we was getting a break, but we've been busy. So today we have a special guest coming, and we're going to focus on the gift and the curse of entrepreneurship. So,
let's tell the people that I had a suit jacket on, and you made me take it off.
no, I didn't make him take it off.
Yes,
He was making me hide.
Princess.
Princess is on punishment.
She didn't say take it off, but because she said something, that's why you took it off. It's the same thing as saying take it off.
No, it isn't. Both
Thank
of y'all.
you.
That's
Thank you.
mental
Okay,
illness.
Now we can go
Mental
to
illness.
the gift and the curse. The gift and the curse. Sitting right over there.
So what is the gift? What do you think the gift is?
What I think the gift is? The gift is the problem. The problem creates the job, the business. So that is the gift, solving the problem. The problem.
The solution to the problem.
Yeah, it ain't that deep. I'm just having a good day with words.
What do you think, Princess?
Some things, the gift, so like anything in life, the gift can be the problem. I agree with that. It can be very serious. It depends on how big the problem is that you're trying to solve and what goes along with it. It depends on who's working with you. Are you alone? You with somebody? So it goes both ways, I think.
Also, what do you think?
The gift is the dream. And whatever that dream is. It can be a gift. But just like some gifts that you get, you sometimes don't appreciate the gift because you got to get your mind right to be able to be in a position to perceive it and know that it's that. Or the world will be so heavy of what you think you're supposed to do that you'll put the gift up and come to it later. So that's where I spoke about / the dream. Because what does that dream, if you get the gift, which is the idea, what is the dream? If you could do it the way you wanted to do it, with all the pivots, could you imagine how the dream would be?
You said without the pivot?
You always have to pivot.
Oh, I was about to say I don't know that one.
No, because we talked about that because we talked about that last week.
We run audibles every day. Every 5 minutes,
right?
Audible, flag on the play.
Like if they tune into your
false start,
your podcast. He has a podcast that we just touched on this. That Magic don't have no daddy.
Magic ain't got
no daddy.
Look at you using correct grammar.
I'm sorry.
It's a little bit ratchet. Ain't got magic.
Ain't got no daddy.
Yeah.
But that it comes in with the dream. So if we could just sit still in what the idea from the dream. What does that dream look like so we can manifest of how it feels? And it also helps you deal when the dream comes with the curse. Because also the curse comes with self-doubt, limited belief system.
Impersonator syndrome.
Oh, that's a good one, impersonator. Can you...
The curse comes with having no life. The sacrifice.
That part.
Yeah.
And trying to carve out a life. You know you need a balance. Yeah. You know you need to go to sleep. You know you need to rest. How do you do that?
You don't. You got to get it done.
And in the beginning stages, I would say that a lot of us, because this new era, we don't write stuff down anymore. Everybody has their phone and they put it in their notes. But it is power in writing your dreams down. It allow you to be able to go back to a place of what you started from phase 1 to phase 2 to phase 3 and figure it out of how, if this is what the dream looks like, it's going to take a certain amount of work to get to that. So you got to find the balance in that. But in the beginning, there's no balance because you're figuring it out. And then in the middle of the curse is not only you, but making sure that you're not listening to people, especially them.
Dream killers.
I want to call them something else. We just have to be careful. And that's the part of the curse. And that's the thing, is as a reminder of building your tribe around you, so then you can learn from others. There are we all struggle with that.
You have to learn how to discern. In the beginning, you're trying to get as much information as you can, and you're going to learn where the naysayers come in. They may try to infiltrate. Some of them, most of them are speaking to you because they're trying to do something nice, or they're trying to help you.
Yeah.
And they don't know that you're at a space in your life that one word can destroy you when you give it up and walk away. You have to be able to build up that muscle to discern when that's coming at you and shut it down. If you believe strongly in what you're doing, they can't say nothing. But in the beginning, it's going to be hard because everybody got something to say. They got an opinion in the effort of trying to help.
How important is it, you guys, in the middle of the gift, the dream, the brand, the pivot of building the tribe? How important is that?
It's very important. Everybody needs a support system. Everybody needs they need an accountability partner, and they need a support system. Because you can be as strong as you think you are. You can have an S on your chest and you think you got it, and it's always going to be a day something's going to snatch you from up under and you're going to land flat on your back. Everybody and everything in life, not just business, it could be work, it could be personal, it could just be, you need an accountability partner that you trust, and you need a support system of like-minded people.
I think for me, there's the tribe of the folks I talk to, and then there's the tribe of the people you hire. Because at a certain point in your business, in the beginning, you're the asset to your business.
Yes.
And then as your business grows, it becomes the asset. You become the liability. Writing down all your processes and getting those documented, and then hiring the right people becomes your asset. So learning how to step back sometimes and
it's
not
hard.
be the liability in your business, because you
Say that
you
again.
want to do a lot of things, but
you're wearing a bunch of hats.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
You can't be doing every single thing in the business. You have to delegate it out. You have to allow people to expand things, and there's a reason why you hired them, because they should be experts in their field. If they're not experts, they should be close enough, and they should be striving to be. So that for me, that would be the tribe, and then. I got y'all my phone a friend. That's the other tribe.
Right.
Because we know I blow up sometimes.
Well,
nobody knows, nobody sees it, but I blow up.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll call you in the blow up. And then learning, I will say, learning how to delegate, because the next level of growth, each level of growth, you're going to have to let some things go. So also, I said this the last podcast, I said this on your podcast, you got to allow yourself in one day or in a week, to make 6 or more mistakes. You're hashtag a human being. So if you make a mistake, is it really a mistake, or is it part of the journey? So don't fall in the rabbit hole and be mad at yourself and woe on myself. Everything doesn't have to be perfect. So if you lead with that and be able to pivot with that, it allows you to be able to delegate. It's not going to always be perfect, but we're perfect imperfect. Yeah, that was good. That was good. That was good. The plan. So what do you think about, when you start a business, how important it is with figuring out right now it's the fourth quarter. So you're trying to plan those events out. But what I've noticed, and I know you've noticed it, the booths are so non-intentional. I feel like that's a big part of your brand. You got to show up, even if you're not there yet. You have to show up as if you're there. What's your
So the plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way to Z. That's how many plans it takes. Because when you walk in there, you don't know what you're walking into.
right?
You absolutely don't know what you're walking into. If you're vending, if you're putting it in the store, you don't know where you're going in the store. You don't know what you're doing. It's just like planning is such an essential part of anything. And you can't just make one plan and think that that is exactly what I'm going to do. No, you have to have like 15, 16, 35 contingency plans. And you write them all down so that your planning process becomes easier because you say, oh, what size store do you have, or what size, booth, and then what kind of tent, is there wind, is there, you basically have to do everybody's job for them. Like when you get your driver's license, you got to
Right.
drive for other people.
Right.
So, I mean, you want to be in business, you got to be in business for other people.
Okay. And what do you think?
I agree.
Thank you.
Once you get started, of course, you're not going to know anything, but you have to be open to embrace whatever it is you don't know and willing to take the chance to learn. When we first started doing, we only did once a month events, and we're now averaging 2 to 3 events a month. And it's like we can set up and break down and know what to bring and kind of, because we've done it so many times. So you basically have
And we're
to build,
still learning,
and
though.
we're still learning. So you also forever students. That's a motto of ours. We say forever students because, we could go to an event and it's completely different from what we're used to, but we're
Yeah.
open to learning from that event. So if you walk into it that way with your eyes open and ready to learn, and every event won't be successful. What did you learn that makes it different for the next time you do an event?
Yeah. And I would say that I've learned with doing indoor and outdoor events, I learned from all of the vendors. Even up recently, I like shelving and I like height. So it's called the 3-tier marketing, and we'll touch on that the next podcast. But Elishes was like, y'all working too hard. Let me show you something. And that has been a life changer.
Yes.
We seen that what is that thing
the
called?
shelving, the fold-up shelving system?
It's the business. When I tell you,
They take the setup. Oh, my God. Where
we
have
had
you
people
been in my life?
looking in our van yesterday because they were like, y'all popped up in here and popped up out of here. What's the system? And we were done.
Yeah.
And it stays, I mean, when I tell you there's nothing, I haven't got a piece of skin missing.
It's organized.
And then it was windy yesterday. We learned from Kurt about just $20 was the investment for buckets of cement and water. And we just stack them on top of each other. Yesterday that wind was whipping in, but our tent didn't move. And then we wind up, I had taken out the 2 extra ones I had. I will put that in there because the girl, there was 4 people holding her tent together with the weights, and the wind just said hello. Hello.
But it's a learning opportunity.
Learning opportunity.
I promise you,
Yeah.
when we see her again, she going to have stacked up weights and then weights in the truck just in case she need to add more weights. We're in the Bay Area, baby. I don't care where you at. You going to hit some
With
wind.
the bungee cords, and
She better.
it's like
She better.
we plan ahead, and then still there are times when we thought we planned. Grab a box of spoons, and we find out there's no spoons in the box. What we gonna do?
We have a checklist. It's always.
It's
I mean,
always.
but that's just part of the opportunity to learn. It's like, you know what? And don't beat yourself up for it. Okay, the next event, I'm going to have all of this together.
And then before we bring our guests on, this is my FYI. I always tell the people, if we break a bottle or bottles, we sell out. Because everybody gets to, no. That's a good thing. We just bless the ground. Because they're going to be able to smell the barbecue sauce, right? And it's our good luck charm. If we don't, we don't sell. So you always have to figure out the good in the midst of the bad.
That is true.
And find, like, you could be at a job every day, and that supervisor, you have thought 20 million ways to slowly kill her.
Please don't do that, y'all.
I'm just saying, right? I used to dream of all types of ungodly ways.
Mean that.
Yes, I do.
No, she don't.
Yes, I do. But
That's for TV.
that's why we watch violent movies. Because you send me a list of violent movies. Yeah.
Well,
so
he
had me.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one here, and this one is the devil movie too. But this is what I will say: you go to a job every day, and you know when you get to a certain age, you're gonna age out, and you have put your dream on hold to do something for somebody else that most likely you're way smarter than. Critical think part past them. And your inner circle of your inner being is dying because you're not following your dream. But the dream comes with a curse. But the job, that good job, comes with a curse too. And on that note, Princess, who are we bringing on?
Our guest today, her company is Melanin Meanings. And I'm going to try not to jack your name up. Denisha? Okay.
She said it right?
I've been telling her because she say her name wrong all the time.
I say everybody's name wrong.
She say my name wrong.
She no.
I say your name wrong?
She'll call you Donovan.
Who the hell is Donovan?
No. The man who did our Apple computers.
Oh, here
She'd
she
been
goes.
calling that man Cole for 2 or 3 years.
What's
And
his
I
name?
came in
4
to go get
years?
my laptop, and he said, "Who's Cole?" His name
But
was,
he answers.
his name is Connor.
Start with a C. I'm confused.
Everybody named Leslie. Don't be surprised if she call you Laura.
I ain't never messed her name Leslie. Y'all got this introduction.
Everyone, this is Denisha, and
Hi,
she is the
Denisha.
owner of Melanin Meanings. She's our guest today. And I want you to introduce your product and tell the world
Awesome. Who you are and what you are.
and how you got started.
And thank you for coming on.
Absolutely. I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much. Thank you. This is fun. So as Princess said, I'm Denisha, and I started a stationery brand back in 2020 called Melanin Meanings, and everything has been a real labor of love. So it was interesting listening to you all talk about gifts and that whole piece, because I'm churchy. So, I believe that your gift will make room. I believe that we're all born with gifts, and that we're not supposed to bury our gifts, and we're not supposed to die with unused gifts. And so one of the big challenges that I had, because professionally I've been in the nonprofit space, I've always been this social justice advocate. I've done all these things, and people expected me to always be on the front lines of a picket line, saving the world, doing all the things. And then it was like, well, what is this? Because they couldn't figure it out. And it was like, well, this is the Sunday school in me. This is the churchy side of me that likes doing arts and craft with kids, that leads Vacation Bible School. And so I had to be comfortable being all of me at the same time and not just one thing.
That is another thing.
And when I got very comfortable with that, everything changed. Everything changed. So you don't have to pick. It don't have to be either or.
That's right.
You don't have to be
Right.
this or that. You could be all those
All
things.
the things.
So I can have a stationery brand that, has buttons and pins that celebrates the presidential election, but then also has stuff that says hymn lover, because I love good hymns. And so I could be all of those things at once, and I didn't have to choose.
Isn't that power in not having to choose?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
That's
Say that
power.
again.
Yeah, it's a lot of freedom.
Yes.
It frees you up.
You ain't gotta choose.
You don't. You didn't.
We need a pen that says that.
Yeah, we need
She's designing our pens too. Because she knows that I love God, but I have a very pouty mouth.
Listen, I think I got you beat in that. If you ask anybody, one, I'm Baptist, and two, my joke is always that I have a Peter spirit. So if you really know people who
Fights
know me,
around
they'll be
here.
like,
We fights around
Yes.
here.
yes. But Melanin Meanings has been fun, and so since 2020, started out with buttons. because I was afraid to tell people what I was doing. We were in the middle of COVID. I was taking care of my grandmother. My hours got changed up. Then I got laid off. It was all kind of stuff that happened. And I was just needing something else and didn't know. I just wanted to turn my TV off because I was going down the rabbit hole of being stuck in what they were saying every day about coronavirus. Yes. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to drive me crazy. So I'm doodling. I'm doing all the stuff. We all doodle and draw circles and hashtags and things, right? And so I'm doing that, but I can't find in the stores the things that really speak to me. I can find frogs, stars, rainbows, everything. Generic. I can find anything.
Anything generic.
Anything. Any fish, frog, Disney character. But I couldn't find anything that looked like me or felt like me in the middle of 2020 when there was also this political unrest. And so I was like, why can't I find these things? And I just wanted red, black, and green tape. That's all I wanted. That was the very first washi tape that I ever created. It was red, black, and green. I was like, now, how is this not out in the universe? How is this not in the marketplace? And it was foreign to me that something so simple that we take for granted, maybe it's because we're in the Bay, maybe it's because we have a ton of Pan-African stuff that's all around us, but I was surprised that it wasn't available anywhere. So then I put myself down the rabbit hole and said, well, how do I get it made? What's the cost? How do I do it? And so I was selling buttons. These are still available on the site, and I don't talk about these buttons anymore.
Plug your site.
MelaninMeanings.com. But I started out on Etsy. I started out with the Etsy page, and my first two buttons were Big Mac Truck. It was a black button that said Big Mac Truck and a pink button that said Little Garage. Because I took the pink from Cardi B's dress in the video and said, that's going to be Little Garage, and I'm going to have a Big Mac Truck. And I was selling hundreds of these buttons because I had people who were having weddings and they wanted gifts for their brides and their bridesmaids. Whoa. Now, I thought I was just selling buttons to people who were crazy as me. Who was just like, the song was at the height, right? It had just come out, and folks were like, yeah, I'll put that on my stuff.
I missed that.
And you see how that idea.
The buttons paid for the washi tape. And the washi tape paid for me to be able to do my pins. And so it just all snowballed together.
So I like that you just said that because we were at an event recently, and a woman who doesn't have a business said you needed $50,000 to start a business. And me and you did like this to each other. And I'm just like, what you said was so powerful because you did one thing that paid for another thing, that paid for something else. So you could learn how to play in the midst of building the money to expand because now you have multiple products.
Yeah. But wait,
yeah, I know you got something to say.
You missed the beginning. You don't need $50,000. You need a problem.
And she solved it.
Come on, I am not churchy, but I'm absolutely hallelujah on that one. You better not.
We about to shout.
Come on.
Don't you?
I don't even know how to do the dance, okay? You better say that again. That was the problem. And you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I'm a journaler when I could. I can't do it no more. But the stickers and the pens and the pencils and all of that, you were absolutely right. And there was people like us, like me, and like you good folks out there.
Yes.
We wanted a choice. We would like that, and I would choose this before I choose that one.
Yeah.
And to be very transparent, when I buy her stuff, I buy two of it because it's so pretty that I refuse to use it so that I get another one to use.
One to look at
that
and one to use.
Well, my biggest challenge is the people that buy from me often say, and this is washi people in general.
Right.
Right? There's the what's washi crowd, and then there's the oh my God, it's washi. The oh my God, it's washi people are like, but I have a lot of washi and I don't use it because it's pretty and I want to look at it. It becomes a decorative piece versus decorate your pages. And so I'm actually, I always change my postcards and things that are that I ship when I'm sending out my packages. And I think I'm going to put in there like a pledge card. I pledge to use this washi tape.
That is a fantastic idea. Yes.
I will not sleep on
But
my
I
tape.
promise you, I'm guilty of it. From the first ones that I bought. Remember that purple and blue one you did? It was like purple and something.
Oh, it's probably the purple and pink. Yeah.
Ooh, and I can't put.
Yeah.
It's just
Let me
pretty.
see.
Yeah.
And I have it, and I touch it, but I'm
Same.
like, every time I get ready to use it, I refuse to use it.
You got to open it up.
Yeah,
Open it up.
I'm not using it. It's so pretty. Y'all see
See.
those designs on there? Let me get that.
So
Isn't
we
that fun?
intentionally
Yeah.
elevate African textiles and patterns
So beautiful.
and colorways, right? So I really want to be celebratory of African
Absolutely.
textiles, things that you love in patterns and dresses. The same intention that I think all of us put into how we decorate our home should
Right.
be just as special when you leave out of your home and you go to your office. Your office doesn't have to be stale. Why are you in stale places that's just all white walls? You should be able to be as you as possible in those other places. So you can't be at home and everything is colorful and intentional, and then you go to this other place you're in more than you're at home, and
Exactly.
it's just bland. I'm like, no, take that with you, and so that
Take
really
a little
is
bit
the
of you with it.
intention.
That's another card.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
And we just got a sneak peek into her nostalgic collection. When
Which-
the
Who
I
got
can't.
a sneak?
Yeah.
Where,
We
this?
did.
Yeah.
No, because see, you didn't come. You were somewhere else. And so,
Wait a minute.
yeah, so anyway, we got a sneak
Something
peek.
coming.
You
And
showed
it's
them
coming.
something and you didn't show me.
I slide it to you. I let you see it. It's something coming. Something.
It's
your
coming. It's
phone
something
at?
big.
Oh.
So let
Where
me
your
tell you,
phone
when I
at? Okay.
first met her,
It's on the phone.
excuse me,
Okay.
we're doing the
We
podcast.
gone.
Are you getting ready to show him now?
He is
Because
he is
he's
really
not going
upset
to be
about
happy if
that.
he don't see it.
Why
Really?
does he cut up every time, Leslie?
It's as if
I'm
you're
upset.
not going to see
I-
her again.
I asked.
It's official tribe
If
member
you
here.
don't ask, then you never know. You just 100%.
Well, I'm
miss.
glad that you're seeing, because I had her come up here because I'm trying to build this
Don't
campus
turn it too
with
far.
our
Don't turn
tribe,
it too far.
Pins
and to see,
Oh,
as the as the nostalgia piece.
is that not fire?
I like that.
Because I intentionally elevate Black culture. But one of the things that I'm also stretching myself around is when I started the business, like literally, I did not put a whole lot of thought into, oh my gosh, it's going to be Melanin Meanings. Like I have dreams, I have random thoughts, and when it hits, and I say, ooh, that's a good one, right? And so I trademarked the name before I had products.
Hello.
Before I got into Target, right? Into the Target Accelerator. I trademarked the name because I said, ooh, that's catchy.
Oh,
said,
she
that's
in
gonna work.
Target. Yeah.
No, not. She went through
The
an accelerator
accelerator?
program. See, the accelerator programs are
In Target. Okay.
are wonderful
School me.
for you to learn the business. Because what happens is people want to get into the big box stores, but they don't understand that there's so many steps. And that's why sometimes when you see them during the holidays, or you'll see them, you never see them again.
Right.
Because by the time they get through all of those margins, they don't know that you needed $1 million just to start, to get into Target. So going through the accelerator program prepares you for the long game, not the short game.
That's right. It's how to get on shelf and how to stay on shelf.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
they give you, I love the accelerator, and I sing the accelerator's praises all the time. The team is amazing. But when I got in, I was the only Black woman in Northern California. There were 3 other businesses in San Francisco. Somebody that was doing dog treats, somebody else was doing freeze-dried kid snacks, which I thought, like, so many really great things. Somebody else that has a business that targets the non-binary folks. It was a hair pomade, and it's specific to that community, and I love them, and I think they're great. But I was the only Black woman in Northern California that was accepted into the accelerator. They had 30 businesses around the country, and I don't think that we've had another that's been accepted. And so I say this, and I'll say this here, Brownie and Princess are the 2 that I've probably talked to about the Target Accelerator most, because other people who are doing business things and celebrating women in business and celebrating people of color doing things like that, those people did not call and say congratulations. But when I got it, Brownie and Princess, when I could finally announce it and say I can talk about this publicly, they were like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, right? So they show up at my booth when I'm out. They show up if I'm vending. When we were in New Orleans, if I'm at my booth, they came by every day. Right? This booth cost me, it was a comma. right? So you feel good having people come by that are from your hometown, that know the stress and the struggle that you're going through.
Right.
Do you need anything?
right.
Are you thirsty?
Right.
Do you need to go to the restroom? I know you got your stuff
That's
here,
right.
but do you what you
That's right.
need?
That's right.
Not only that,
That's right.
she gave us the tools for us to be able to be in the building, because we have a barbecue sauce, and so it's glass bottles. How do we do this? And I couldn't figure it out. I know how to ask the question. She said, when I seen her, she said, now next year,
That's right.
you're going to be here. You understand me? And I'm like, yes.
That's right.
Because I needed to see how to do it.
Yep.
And then she comes by, we hanging out in the warehouse for hours just talking. You just recently came to help us figure out something on Rolo. Things that normally people want to charge you $1,000, because this is when I say your tribe,
Yeah.
right? It's a safe place for me when I'm frustrated to vent, especially with both of you. I can vent. I can always vent to my sister, but I can vent when I'm frustrated or when I'm disappointed.
Or and the other
Yeah.
part of that, they understand the struggle.
Right.
So you could vent all day to somebody and they just look at you and stare blunt, like, because I don't understand the struggle. But y'all,
Or when you
understand
even have
struggle.
good news, sometimes you don't want to share it, because we just recently found out we were not considered a small business anymore. That was kind of like a gut punch. I'm like, what do you mean we're in a small business? But I'm like, well, thank you, but no, not thank you.
Right.
But then I'm like, okay, I had to look at it in a different way, because we move differently, right? And it's as we're growing, we're in for the long game, not the short game. So that's the other thing that I appreciate when you share the things, that we do make sure we show up for you in spite of us. Everybody's busy.
Yeah.
But you have to be there as the tribe to say, girl, we see you. Yeah. And then you not knowing that you're changing lives. You're showing other women and young girls like the art of using this to be creative.
and it celebrates you.
Yeah. When I get messages, the most emotional part of Essence for me, one, I took my mother, and so that was different because my mother had never vended with me before, right? Wow. And so it was different for her to be in a space where people were not, oh, I'm not at the lake, right? I'm not at a pop-up down the street. And sometimes our family, and not that they mean any harm, they can't see what you see. They can't see in your head. I have somebody that I care about a lot, and I tell them all the time, you have some amazing ideas in your head that none of us will enjoy the benefit of, because you can't get past you. Like, there's some stuff that you just need to, like,
self-sabotage.
I can't enjoy them great ideas on the inside of your head that we never heard about. Like, some of this stuff we need to pull the trigger on, and we need to fail fast. Like, do it, figure out it worked or it didn't work, so that you can get on to the next thing or tweak it and make it better. But having my mother at Essence was different because she had not seen my business that way. And then when you're toying around with something for a few years, and it's kind of like, so, how long is she going to do this thing? Because trust and believe, my family has seen all of my, random ideas. But all my ideas are fun. But they've always been like, yay, niche, okay, But this was very different for her to see people show up and say, I bought this 2 years ago. I can't believe I'm meeting you in person. Or this, I got this and I ran out and I was coming to get more. And these are not friends. These are not people that I know. When strangers buy from you that you don't have any personal connection with, it hit me on a different level, because I was so used to that personal, when you vend so much, and you all know what it's like. You see your customers, and if you see them more than once, they're like family.
Yes, absolutely.
What happens with a new group of people that you've never met before, and it wasn't a hand-to-hand contact, it wasn't in person, complete strangers from the other side of the country, who are like, girl, I got your pin on. I'm like, who are you? Like, you are my people, and I don't even know who you are, because it becomes so personal. Every bottle you sell to somebody, your item is in somebody's home, and you could put it with a face. So to put faces to these orders of people I'd never met before was special for me, but I needed my mother to see it that way.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And now she's like, so where we going next?
All right now, Mama. All right.
I'm like, I don't know where we going next. But I know where, she may or may not go, but
She can visit.
she can visit.
Because the next level of growth, you're going to need another team.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
last year, what I seen this year. And then this year, I see something even bigger for you. And because it's a movement. And I don't know if you've seen it. It was just in the news the other day that the bookstores and people reading books again is rising.
Yep.
And journals are rising. So I know Princess was saying, like, it's hard for her. She don't write anymore. She could write a little something or put a sticker, and it'll make her feel better. Those things, because now with all the rehab, you have a little bit more mobility, but not like what you were used to. So that's another way to play with a sticker and the wasi to just give yourself to make yourself feel better. And then the pencils where the pencils at?
Right here.
These are hot. These are hot.
The pencils were a fun addition. I tell you, so right before my grandmother passed, like I knew that we were on this road, right? And so dementia, Alzheimer's, all that, you don't know which one is which. But I knew that was the destination that we were headed to. Just didn't know when. But right around the time that my grandmother passed, I saw on Facebook Marketplace in Cottonwood, California, somebody was selling their foil press machine. And I said, if I get that, I can do my pencils, and then I can add pencils to the stationery, because then I can customize the names, because we all know what it's like to have names that we cannot find in the store. You go to Disney, and they don't have a keychain with your name on it.
They're not going to have my
name. So I said,
name.
well, if I go up to Cottonwood, I can go.
Where the hell is Cottonwood?
Up north. And I took that drive by myself, did not tell anybody I was going. I purposely scheduled my pickup time for the morning, because I said, wherever Cottonwood is, I ain't going to be there at night. I said, I ain't going to be there at night, but I will go in the daytime. And the woman said, okay, well, I can, before I go to work. And so I go, she gives me the machine. She's got all this foil and all this type to go along with it, because it's really, you have to set every character up individually.
Okay.
And you press it yourself. But she had her mother in the home, right? And I'm telling her my grandmother had just passed. That was my heart. And she says this was her father-in-law's machine, because he used to do custom napkins and matchbooks and all this stuff. So single owner, it was in storage. It had, transferred from this person that passed away, and it had been in storage ever since he passed. And this was his daughter-in-law, her mother. And this woman was in her 80s, so I'm going, this machine is old. Okay. So I come back. I do the napkins for my grandmother's funeral, because I was like, I needed to do something. I did the funeral program. I did all the stuff, but I needed to do something crafty. Right. And so everybody was like, oh, who did these gold foil? People were taking the napkins not to use them, but you remember how you used to
keep them.
Right.
So it was that. And then I ended up getting a second machine, and I started doing these pencils. So my first set was this Black History set. So it was special to me because I don't have pencils that say it loud. Mm-hmm. Black joy, Black 24/7, 365 for the culture. I am Black history, Black is beautiful. But when I started offering the personalized pencils so that people could order their own pencil sets and put their names on them, when people were sending the names of their children or of their person or saying anniversary messages, whatever they wanted to say, when I was pressing those pencils, I was like, oh, we're on to something. Because there's a little kid in all of us that wanted our name on something.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it makes it a very intentional gift. Now I know I'm not going to be able to do pencils personalized on a national level forever, right? But it's enough of a demand that right now I can do it until I can't do it.
And then you'll bring in a staff.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I just want to point. I know why y'all friends. I know why y'all friends.
Tell it.
Tell it.
Facebook Marketplace.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
I do love the marketplace.
That was a dig.
That was a dig. Because I
Not
be
at
all.
you.
Yeah, no,
I
Of
be
course
all
not.
of you
She's
know
on
you.
it. She's
Yeah.
on it.
I be on Facebook and
And she
I
the
I
one
get-
told you to go to Facebook.
I get
Didn't she tell you to go on a Facebook
Oh no,
Market?
I've been on there. I don't want to admit all the things that I have purchased from
Yes.
there, but COVID, the shutdown put me on Marketplace,
Me
and I
too.
ain't never left.
by the time Princess found all the stuff that I had bought off Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
Get messages like at 10, 11 o'clock at night. Just pictures of stuff from Facebook Marketplace. You might like that. You might like that. I'm like, can you just send me a meme or something from Instagram like regular people? Like, I'm
And
getting
then he calls
buy
me,
this, buy
"Get
that.
your ass off of Facebook Marketplace."
I
So
sure
love
do. I sure
Yeah,
do.
I
I'm
find-
like, no.
Now I'm not
Everything.
driving back to Cottonwood.
No, you're not.
So the second machine I bought was in Hayward, and this woman was moving. Single owner. She had she was doing personalized stuff. She ran a party business, so she was doing ribbons and napkins.
Yes.
But remember those church ribbons, like the boutonniere, the flowers, and the ribbon would have the custom
Yeah.
and the birth date or the
Yeah.
quinceanera date, whatever the stuff was. That would be that's the machine, right? And so she sold her machine. She was moving. She was selling her home, and she and her husband were moving to Texas, I believe. But to talk with her, for her to give her machine to me, and I'm buying it. But it's really it was really personal. She gave me everything, the invoice that she paid when she bought it, all the instructions that came with it. She had the thing for over 50 or 60 years.
Wow.
And so I was just like, every time I inherit a machine, it's a special story. But now we get to do different things with it. So it's really special.
So that's where it takes, with how this world is and where it's going, it's what's important.
Mm-hmm.
And if we put all the phones and all of that stuff down, being crafty, being creative, and touching on something that makes you feel something.
Yeah.
Because that's what Target is good for.
Yeah.
It's like people who go to Target every day. They have to, and I understand.
What's she talking about?
I'm talking about her. So she talked about Facebook Marketplace because Facebook brings me joy. That market brings me joy. Scrolling
I go to Target.
every day. I know.
Target brings me joy.
You go to Target every day?
Yes.
And you guys go together.
It brings me joy.
But I also get ideas from that. But if you notice the things that we gravitate is what makes you feel like home. Like I love Tabitha, right?
Tabitha is dancing in the stationery space. I like what she's doing.
Yes.
She's adding some really great things. And I think that also to see the diversity, I think because it's worked out so well with Tabitha, I think that other women of color, other people of color will see themselves in more large big box store commercial opportunities where they can really have these types of licensing opportunities
Right.
to get product out, because Tabitha has opened a door that is so large that that I can't wait to see who else comes through. Kids, where is the next personality that
The next
is really untapped.
emerging brand, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we're all a brand. So as we tighten this up, I'm so glad you came on.
Yeah, I'm glad you had me.
Yeah,
Listen.
because this is what
I
this
love to talk.
podcast is about. It's about the journey into entrepreneurship. Just a simple idea in the midst of darkness came something so beautiful
Yeah.
and so meaningful. And so you have it in you, you guys. It's time waits for no one, and even with the young people who run this beautiful podcast studio, to see young people taking the leap of entrepreneurship and producing and make us funny. And we old, well, you're not old, but me and Prince is old.
I'm old.
We back right behind. But
These grays
it's
in
never
here
too
say I'm
late.
old.
It's never too late to start your business. It's never too late for the dream. I don't care what it is. Take the time, jump at it with both feet in. If you don't have the money, you got 50. Don't go to Starbucks for a month.
That's right.
That's your starting point. Then from there, every month you add something to your business. You add something, and then you'll be ready to launch in the spring. Like when I asked Elishes, like what made you start your business? He said to give people an experience. And every time from the room sprays, that was new. It's an experience. I'm spraying the room spray. I need a room spray today too. I have sprayed the damn dog with the room spray. I'm spraying it and spraying it.
It's eco-based. It's okay. It's eco-based.
Little man's gonna be all right.
Oh, he smells good though. When I tell you, when I'm in the bed and it makes me want to get up. You see what I'm saying? So it's the same thing when I'm journaling and like I didn't see this is new.
So, funny story. I bought those. Remember the first year I went to Essence?
Oh,
Those were going to be my bags to give away. And I ordered from overseas, ordered a couple hundred of them, and did not have the time to press them and personalize them. And they've been sitting in the same box
That's all right.
since that first year.
Ready for the next one.
And I said, you mean these bags? I said, let me use these bags because I've been just going through the
and we're
storage,
gonna hook you
finding
up
stuff.
we're gonna hook you up with Christian.
I was like,
And
oh.
so you don't have to press those.
Yeah.
He will press them for you. And I would like glitter
Yeah.
on one of them.
I was like, oh, there's I guess I'm saying this to say a lot of us are sitting on things, good ideas,
Great ideas.
great ideas that we started out with that we didn't finish. And one of the things that I often tell folks is there's a can do and there's a can't do. Do what you can do while you can, because one day when you can't do it, you're going to wish that you did.
Right.
So get to the doing part of it. It doesn't have to all be figured out. It doesn't have to be pretty. I have yet to have anybody say, Denisha, you didn't send me your plan, so I don't know how to support your business. Anybody can buy from you. Like that's the support that your business needs. You know, you need a cash infusion. You want to support,
Right.
buy some things. Buy some things for the people in your office. Buy some things for you're a supervisor. Tell me how many things you need for your whole department. Let's figure out a gift box or a bag or something.
So you do corporate gifts.
Oh yeah.
She do corporate gifts. We
Yes.
do too.
Right. But these are the things when
yeah.
people make it too difficult and say, well, I don't know how to support you because you do. Yeah, you do. I got a whole website. There's a lot of opportunities
know,
to
right?
support. Don't
Yes.
make it too difficult.
Right.
But the plan
Yeah.
is necessary when you get to that other stage of things. It will be
Yeah.
necessary down the line in certain spaces. But if we wait to have the plan before we pull the trigger, you'll
We'll
never
be
get
waiting.
started.
You'll
It'll
always
never
be waiting.
Yeah,
never get
because when
started.
you told me, I think that was 2 weeks ago we talked, and you were like, you need to do corporate gifts, and I hadn't even thought about it.
Yeah.
But
I'm on her about wholesale. I'm like, what's your minimums?
Yeah.
What are your minimums?
And we're on that level, and
That's
that's
right.
that's what we need. And then he's helping me with me not stressing her out when I add new products, so we can get the numbers. Because he explained it to me in a way that she couldn't explain. I'm just thinking she's just telling me no, and she gonna get over it. But you can't say no. And I can't say you get over it without it being a reason. So that's the reason for why you have a tribe.
That's right.
So then it helps where there's no tension, where we can have a conversation. Well, I hope you enjoyed yourself.
I did.
Will
I'm
you
waiting.
come back?
I'm definitely coming
We
back.
have to.
I am, and I said this to Brownie, so I'll say this here so that we can hold each other accountable. I'm looking forward to when we can have this conversation with other like-minded businesses.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
we can talk about what are the needs, what are the wants, what are the resources that you have, because I believe in reciprocity. And I think that when we're in spaces where we can grow and stretch each other, there's no competition, because I ain't making barbecue sauce.
No.
I don't even care if I make good barbecue sauces at home. I'm not making it to sell.
Right.
That ain't my goal. But there might be some sort of way that you know how to cut across the field and it saves me $5,000. Why should I make a $5,000 mistake when I can be in the room with somebody who says, oh, if you would have just went this way, if you would have just zigged instead of zagging, like that's the conversation I like.
Yeah.
So when we
you
doing
pulling
the
it together.
live podcast, Leslie, can we do a live podcast? I'll
You
pull it
think
up
we ready
on
for
Magic
that?
Ain't Got
I
No
think
Daddy.
we're ready. What you think?
Oh, on the big
Producer,
karaoke
you
side.
think we're ready for that?
Oh yeah, in the big
Okay.
room I'll pull it up on Magic Ain't Got No Daddy. I'll put it together. Panel.
Because it's needed.
Yeah.
So you guys, it's been real. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you check out my girl, Melanin Meanings, for all of your needs. because I've already put my
Smash me.
order in.
Smash me. What you?
He gonna make it. Ooh.
It does match you.
I could put some tape around
You
my
sure?
wrist
Yeah,
and
that
the
absolutely
jewelry.
will work. He is the artiste.
And then we're gonna figure out how we gonna lay hands, and we gonna figure out how we gonna get Melanin Meanings on the Bridge campus. Yes. So you guys, see you soon. Elishes, do you want to say anything to the people since they greeted you?
Oh, no, not today. Yeah, hey, y'all. Y'all know. Y'all know.
Well, check
I'm
out
here for
his
you.
podcast. It's coming. And
It's
then
in production.
it's in production now, and
Yep.
we will have guests on there. We had fun last week. We will be bringing you back because I think we have more conversations
It's a
about the
needed
guests.
conversation among the whole Bay Area entrepreneur network.
Yes.
If they're open to receive it.
And just thank you for being a part of our platform. That we want to make a change. It doesn't have to be the crab effect.
At all.
We can
Not
build a
at all.
bridge and build and on the shoulders of each other and share. So, Elishes, thank you again.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, not this,
Again.
but thank you for pulling all of this together. This was all instrumental for you that you did that because you seen a vision that we couldn't see. So thank you, and Leslie, and of course our producer. Thank you
Daniel.
guys, Daniel, for always supporting us. So we'll see you guys in 2 weeks, and then yeah, we'll see you then. Two sisters, one brand. I'm Brownie.
I'm Princess.
I'm Denisha.
I'm Elishes.
See you soon.
Hi, y'all.